Hello, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. Let it be in the replay, let it be live. I welcome you all to today's matchup. It is do or die. It is Pandaric versus Rain in Paris. Two wonderful teams, two wonderful names. And, regarding two wonderful names, my name is Olis Rem, and I'm here with the amazing Warlix on his channel. How are you doing, my friends?
I am doing great. We're about to watch Pandaric hopefully do well. I mean, that's what we're hoping for anyway. It is do or die, like you said. If they lose, they are out of the playoffs, and they're gonna have to do it again next season. Which would be kind of tragic considering how their regular season went. They absolutely smashed it. But we're right into the draft here, and there was a little, lobby setting up here and there. But we're in there now. We got everything set up. The bands have already been put on the table. And now we're straight into the picks.
Well, the bands, I got confused by the victor for a little second. But of course, guys, in case you haven't watched Arcane yet, it is time to do exactly that. It is a wonderful series. But it would also explain why Victor is suddenly looking a little bit different. And I think, yeah, a few target bans, a few target ADC power pick bans, sure thing, normal stuff. And then Smolder as a first pick, really a strong champion. But then also the answer, I love our answer here, by the way. Hui and Corky. Warlix, what do you think?
I mean, so just begin with the bans, the Pharahs and the Ashe that are very strong in lane. Taken away here from Senny has been absolutely insane on the Pharahs. Also in that series that they lost the first one. But yeah, I mean the Smolder on Rain in Paris right here, it's the one of the strongest scaling picks that there's out there. So yeah, Corky is then one of those picks that can be very strong in the early game, does a lot of damage. Especially if you get that Trinity Force spike, you can absolutely blow someone up. And then Wei can be just annoying from long range, so that is it's always going to be favorable for you in those team fights. You don't have to interact with the Smolder, you just sit from a distance and just blast away with your man, what is it called? Whatever. Painting thing.
What?
I
Brush?
can't think, yeah, there we go, brush. I can't think English anymore. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a great start to the best of 5. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how they intend to get this Smolder into the late game, because that is always the big question, right? You have this late game pick. I mean, no matter what the pick is, right? Just in general, you have this late game pick in your team. But then how are you going to get yourself to that late game? Because you do have to get there to make it work.
So, by the way, I'm just flabbergasted by the number of power picks here. Like, okay, again, we see a lot of bans and still some things stay open. I'm really curious why there was a Wukong instead of the Skarner. And don't get me wrong, like, I think no champion is unbelievably, insanely, oh my god, broken to the brim, unplayable, insta-lose if you play against it. But there are so many strong champions. And it's wild to me. We see 6 champions on screen, and I would put 5 into the, really, really strong and close to being broken tier. And then there's Wukong, and Wukong is not really, really strong. He's more or less really strong. He's not bad. He's not insanely broken, but I think he's good. But at the same time, like, look at our draft. We have Wei, we have Corky, we have Skarner. Like, those picks are so strong. And then the Aurora gets banned a lot. Well, guess why? Aurora really strong, getting picked up here on the blue side. And then also Smolder. And of course, again, Wukong is not a bad champion, but I feel like, to me, it's the only fair champion that we see here. All other champions just have some gimmicks or, playing out absurd range and damage, where I'm thinking, like, why is this still in the game, basically?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they picked Wukong. It could be just a simple thing of comfort, right? If you don't like playing the Skarner, you're not comfortable in it, then you're better off playing the champion that you actually feel good on playing it than just being like herder me-play meta. So that could be an option. Or they could just simply be going for the team fighting aspect. The Cyclone can be very impactful in the team fights, while Skarner, You know, yes, he does have the impale, but it can sometimes be difficult to pull off. Whilst the Wukong, you know, you can just like go invisible over the walls, jump in, Cyclone, knock up 3 people, set up your Smolder and Aurora in the team fighting. But let's see how they're gonna round off these team compositions. And also, where is this Smolder going? That is also, is it gonna be an AD carry? Is it gonna be mid lane? Is it gonna be top lane? Same thing for the Aurora, can also go mid and top. Now we have a Tahm Kench and a Rakan. Okay, they're cooking.
Yeah, it should be Tahm Kench top lane then. And I think, honestly, the Aurora and the Smolder, you can always flex them around.
Yeah.
Like, Aurora bot lane is not too far-fetched, if you ask me. Like, it can work into certain matchups, so might as well go for it, right? And now, the final answer to the Tahm Kench will be locked in, and we will decide to go with the Crocodile. You know, again, to me, I think we talked about it 1,000 times. Let's talk about it one more time. I feel like the Crocodile and K'Sante, just 2 picks that have been meta for, 17 years now or something. So might as well go for one of those because you are comfortable on it. It's probably one of the champions where you have experience in the matchup versus the Kench. But yeah, the Kench, always a dangerous pick, of course. Thank you so much, Nexque. Maybe you know more how to properly pronounce that, but you know, thank you so much for the Prime sub. And again, thank you so much for everybody that has tuned in. I think it is time to talk about our final opinion on a draft. And, you know, you're the smart man here, Warlix. You probably have everything figured out already.
Yeah, definitely. I have everything figured out. No, I mean, it's all, I feel like on the side of Rain in Paris, it's all gonna be about the Smolder, right? Can you get the Smolder to the 225 stacks, and can you then pop off in the team fights? You do have a lot of utility around it, the Tahm Kench that can support and bring him to safety, the Rakan that can engage, the Aurora that can engage. So there's a lot of champions around this Smolder that can buy space for the Smolder to really pop off in the team fights. That does mean that if the Smolder somehow gets picked off and taken down, then it's big trouble here for Rain in Paris. So, you know, everything is on the Smolder here on their side. And then if you look at Pandaric's team composition here, I mean, it's all about the double carry setup from the Corki and Wei, right? They're going to have to pop off early on here, especially that Corki can do a lot of damage. The Wei is going to need to get to that 1-2 item spike, and it can be really effective as well. Once you get to that 2 item power spike level, then the Smolder can really take over into the game. So that's really what we're going to be looking forward to those 1-2 item power spikes, especially the Corki when he gets his Trinity Force. He is super strong. So that's when Pandaric really wants to fight. And also, to no one's surprise here, you know, so picking up the Renekton just to be safe in the side lane, you know, taking a step back for the team, making sure he can, you know, you can play on the weak side effectively. Making sure the rest of his team can shine. He's been doing that a lot this season, and it's worked out very, very well for Pandaric.
You know, I'm usually not the one that likes to disagree, but I'm a jungle main, in case you haven't known. It's one of my most said sentences on stream ever, I think. But if I was the Skarner, bro, I would be so happy, because while you are right, sure, you can play around Corki and Wei, but what if you get Renekton ahead? What if, you know, you shut down this lane bully Tahm Kench completely and then just have Renekton in the face of Smolder? Like, how does he want to get out? And then there's also stuff like the Wukong clone that Renekton can use for his slice and dice movement, you know, or just get Skarner to put in the work to get the delivery with the Impale. Honestly, they will probably go for the plan that you mentioned, but man, would I be hyped for Skarner to just go, you know what? Renekton will 1v9 this game, and if it doesn't work, then Hui and Corki, they can still scale up. But honestly, here I see all those angles, you know? Especially because you can just walk through the walls, right? Ganking top lane has never been that easy if you have a Skarner.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, Renekton is like one of those champions that is very effective on his own. But definitely, if you can get in my head, he can also, you know, run over a game completely on his own and, like, you know, pop the dominoes, go into the back line and just destroy everyone on his own with the slice and dice like you mentioned. So that's definitely also an option available. It is probably more likely they're going to play for the Corki way. But yeah, definitely don't, you know, shove away the Renekton as like as like a nothing champion. He's still very strong and scary. As are crocodiles, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing about this draft, right? Every single champion is extremely scary here. And honestly, I think it's been a long time since I've seen like a matchup this even. You have like, let's look at it. You have support, Rakan versus Alistar. Two sneaky, slippery, engage setup supports. They won't dish out the main damage, but they can set up your team for success, and they're really good at setting vision. Cool. Then you have Skarner versus Wukong in the jungle. Two junglers that are not to be underestimated in duels, but are not like, insanely broken in duels. And also they are, you guessed it, insanely strong at getting those catches. Then you look at top lane, Tahm Kench versus Renekton. And as you already put it, they are probably not the main focus of both teams, but they can certainly carry a ton if they get ahead. And then you have Aurora and Smolder in the carry role versus Wei and Corki in the carry role. So to me, those team comps, they are looking kind of similar, and I think that is why this will be a banger of a game, an amazing game here. And also scaling ways, I feel like you can never count one of those teams out. Both are just packed with comeback potential, with catch potential, with choke control. Man, I'm really hyped just from the draft alone. And I think it is time to jump right into the game, guys. It is time to look at Rain in Paris on the blue side versus Pandaric on the red side. Don't you forget, it is still do or die. It is still this Saturday that might be the last best of 5 series in the split for one of those teams, and the other team will move on to tomorrow and have another epic battle right then and there.
Yeah, that's a great introduction here, straight into the game. We do have actually Freak X placing that ward into the topside jungle, so that will provide a little bit of information here. Junglers starting on the same side of the map as well, looking to path down towards the bot side, which also is not really a surprise, right? Considering the Smolder is down there, you want to support the Smolder as much as possible. And I mean, on the same side, really, you want to help the Corki out as well, punishing the Smolder. So both junglers looking to assist their bot laners and leave the top laners to do their own thing.
Well, that's a lot of fighting on some lanes already, and other lanes are just chilling, making sure to not fall prey. And as you mentioned, both junglers starting from the top side to the bot side makes me a little bit sad, of course. I would have loved to see Soap completely pop off, but it's always hard to try something new and something risky in a do or die series. At the same time, it's a best of 5, so might as well try some things in the first game. And I think it's also always interesting. Ooh, some neat little exchange there on the bot lane. Hobolord Gaming taking a bit of damage here. Same on top lane, Kaios. He is suffering in this lane right now. I mean, he still has a potion, he has the D-shield, and of course some built-in sustain. But yeah, what I wanted to, talk about very briefly, I just gave you the rundown why to me those comps are so similar, and I think that's why the first game is really important, because if you lose it, then your mental might be like, hey, okay, we tried the same, we tried, the clean team fighting, standard composition, and we lost on it, so we have to try something else, maybe. And that's why I think the first game is already a pretty important one.
Yeah, it is just pure team fighting action here. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this team fight, especially around like the second legs, the heralds. Should be spicier. I mean, speaking of spicy, we're already getting Skarner showing up his face at the bot side of the map here. Not much success though, Smolder is just chilling underneath the tower, but Soap is going for another aggressive trade in the top side. He's looking very comfortable up there. Just doing his best crocodile impression there. Scaring away the catfish. Yep. It is real-life accurate gameplay on the top side.
Yeah, 100%. Oh man, okay, that's interesting. So Now, Friendly Shaco is a bit behind in tempo, but I don't think anything major could come out of it. And yeah, you know, regarding I've been hyping this thing up super hard. Yeah, of course, both teams will not risk anything with some cheesy early game levels. They will just play standard, no kills, no meaningful gold difference in this game so far. Just two teams farming up, waiting for their ultimates, waiting for lane priorities and some smart teleports or recalls.
Yeah, we do see Ali recalled and is now looking to rotate up towards the top side here. See if he can find anything towards the mid lane, but didn't really find the angle he was hoping for, so we're just gonna return back to his bot laner, help him out, make sure Sunny does not get pressured too much in lane. Speaking of rotates here, the other support is up there as well. It is a 2v2 in the mid lane now.
Yep. Atomic dropping really low, but he stays disciplined. We'll get a bit of heal from LE. And now the Skarner is also thinking about showing up in mid lane. Freak still has the flash, will be forced to use just that. And there is a teleport from Caius, and I think that is the first major mistake in this game. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe a little bit too much invested there, the teleport, the flash as well here for Freak X. I mean, after that flash, it's very difficult to follow up here for Pandaric anyway. So yeah, I don't think that teleport was needed. I guess he doesn't lose too much here on the top side. Since he plays for push in, so he can collect it. But yeah, this is the teleport now on cooldown. So perhaps Soap can make use of that whilst the window is down here on the side of Rain in Paris. Zenito alone here on the bot side. It's actually Freak X and Gexvision also in the jungle taking the dragon right now, whilst Pandaric are taking the grubs on the top side. So Zenny has to be careful, he's all alone here. And
oh no, Zenny, he will be the one falling to the first blood. And that is the answer to the question who will get the first lead. But until then, yeah, Dragon and Void Grubs will be traded. And I also think, of course, it is an advantage for our friends on Rain in Paris to get the first blood here, but I think we are not too discouraged by this one.
Yeah, not the worst thing, but it is a first blood nonetheless. It's also on Rakan, which is not really where you want the pick to be happening, but
oh no!
Playing the mind games here. Will he get out?
Are you kidding me? Wow, that was one of the mind games of all time.
Oh
he will still die, but look at all the resources that have been spent by Pandaric. But it is still the kill to equalize it all. Meanwhile, on top lane, Soap versus Caius Flash. And Soap will get the kill, but it has been so close.
Yeah, the catfish is sliced up for dinner. Soap takes his meal. And we'll finally push his advantage. We'll finally push his advantage further here in the top side here, taking some plates with that as well. Able to push away another wave here. He has to be careful here. Gexvision is on the top side. He could just look for this gank here. Yeah, he'll split out Soap. Will he get the execute? That is the question. It looks. Oh, the catfish takes his revenge. Caius from range there licks him to the grey screen. Back to the fountain. Sunny here.
Yep. And we are seeing the action on bot lane. I see a lot more Pandaric characters here though, and that is a good thing for us. We're instantly answering. Okay, if Wukong is on the top side of the map, might as well bring Skarner into the bot lane and secure the play down there. Beautiful stuff here by Pandaric. I feel like right now we are one step ahead.
Yeah, so put so much pressure up on the top side. Gexvision had to be up there. Got spotted out there, so just allowed the opportunity here for Pandaric to punish on the bot side. Little overextension here for Stroms and Hobo Lord Gaming. Gets punished away by Pandaric. And now this Corki is 3-1. We talked about those item power spikes here. That Trinity Force is gonna get accelerated. Nicole also purchased here for Sunny. Looking to get even more gold than he already has. So we're gonna have to see how fast he can collect that Trinity Force for himself here. Soap is looking to continue his meal on the top side, but that will make...
While mid lane, oh no, that is an annoying one. Freak gets the kill there because his jungler was right there to support him. Can't blame him, well played. by RIP.
Yeah, they take down the artist in the middle.
The painter, Bob Ross.
Yeah. Just a happy little accident.
Exactly. Happy little accident. Hey, you can't be too mad, right? Skarner gets the entire wave, so maybe it was all a plan, it was all a scheme from Friendly Shaco, you know, let mid lane die, and then, you know, take the entire wave. That is the good stuff.
He's Skarner me carry. Alright, Grub's respawning soon here as well. You can already see Pandaric shifting towards the top side of the map here, looking to get all 6 for themselves. That would allow them to push those towers just a bit faster and, you know, help them close out the game faster as well. So obviously that is something that Pandaric would very much like to have. And then, well, this could be a collapse here in the middle lane as the rest of Reigning Paris rotates up as well.
Okay, what are we seeing here? Friendly Shaco has to throw the pillar, will grab a new one out of the river, and now Friendly Shaco might be in a bit of trouble. We'll get a beautiful impale here to suppress. Mom is also being called. Who will die first? Friendly Shaco flashing away, will stay alive. Hobolor Gaming flashing away, will survive. And there, the Wukong will be the first one to fall, dying to Soap. I will get my kills on the Renekton that I desperately wanted either way, but I think this entire skirmish is not over yet, as the Catfish will eat LE alive and will make sure the cow will die. Now Freak jumping over the wall, and this looks amazing. Soap teleporting in there, no flash, no dominance, so he has to ask himself, who do I focus? And Seti!
Oh my god!
Getting a beautiful double here. In what a fashion. This teleport changed the entire fight. And I think it is safe to say we should grab a few grubs for sure. I hope we get the 4th one at least, but of course,
X-Vision is around.
Yeah, Wukong does not want to let this happen. Sani in trouble, flash from the Wukong, and he will get the bonk with his final hit, with his final crushing blow. But he will die, and not a single of those 3 beautiful juicy objectives has been taken yet, and this means now it is a real possibility that we could just get all of them. Never mind, Hobolor Gaming steals 1. But still, he might as well pay with his life, and we are still on 5 of those 6 grubbies, and that is not too shabby. Too shabby, shady, whatever.
Yeah, it does deny the second Void Might to be spawned. If that is too big of a deal, I don't know. Is that worth paying your life for? Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it is not. But it doesn't mean the dragon also goes our way though. You know, before we've seen the split of objectives on the map, so it's just going to town here. Feeling comfortable here. 4 and 1 as well on this Renekton as the Black Cleaver completed. Chopping away at the armor here of Caius. Yeah, the dragon also being collected here is obviously fantastic here for Pandaric. That Ocean Dragon, the extra bit of regeneration is very nice to have.
Oh, this is the good stuff. Soap in the 1v1 on top lane. He will get eaten though, he will get slapped in the 1v1. What a champion is Tom Kench, by the way, but it was also beautifully played. Now meanwhile, again though, the counterplay on bot lane. LE will tank the turret forever just by pressing R and activating the Unbreakable Will. Also there, what a champion, no items and still super tanky. Now Atomic has to watch out in mid lane though. His backup is right there.
Friendly Shaco looking for the re-engage here, but he able to find it though, that's the question. The Impale is gonna connect
he gets
here.
the Impale! Beautiful stuff here. Wukong will finally die, it took a bit long, but again, it feels like even though top lane died, we are 1 step ahead. We are getting the 4th plating on bot lane, and the first blood, turret-wise, is still not taken on the map, so might as well look for it now. There we go.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the big difference here is, you know, both teams kind of want to play for their bot lane, and yeah, you do get a kill on this Renekton. You invested 3 players for that. But in the meantime, Pandaric, they send everyone bot lane. They get a double kill on their Corki, who is now even more fed. Already has 2 items completed, by the way, speaking of item power spikes here. On 14 minutes, that is absolutely insane. And this Smolder is falling farther and farther behind. It's gonna be a struggle to get those 225 stacks. And that really is your win condition here for Rain in Paris. So this is absolutely fantastic here from Pandaric as they set their eyes on the Herald right now.
Set your eyes on the prize, and yeah, just comparing the Smolder to the Corki, it's not even fair. Corki on 2 items and Smolder, yeah, okay, he finished his first lethality item here, the Hubris, but it's so crazy. As soon as the Mana Immune is done scaling, it's like, he's so quick with his items, his item is not even fully stacked yet, and that is just a statement in itself. So we have to wait a little longer, like a few more minutes, and then Zenny will be even stronger than he is already.
Yeah, I want to see if Pandaric, excuse me, if Pandaric can use that Herald in the mid lane to crack open that tier 1 tower there, so they can put more deep wards into the enemy jungle, and they can snowball out the game here. See, 2 minutes into the dragon spawn, so both teams are interested in getting some vision control around this area. It is also a prime opportunity to drop that Herald for some extra pressure in the middle lane once that dragon spawns. Gives you the space in the river if needed, or they're gonna drop it early actually. You see their opportunity here already. Might as well take it.
Yeah, might as well, right? Again, if you can take the turret early and then always have the advantage on chopping it out, getting prio, might as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because now they can already set up this deep vision that I talked about earlier. You can see Pandaric taking away the raptors here for himself. He's going to be able to sweep out any deep wards here, or defensive wards I should say, for Rain in Paris, and they can deploy their own wards here if they do so want. Their Freak Axe going for the solo kill on the top, has to flash away, but the rest of his team is on the way here. Fearax in danger here, but so is Soap here.
Wait, if he can get out of this, he is the GOAT, or maybe he can get a return kill. He is a strong crocodile. Damage looks a bit lackluster. The Wukong is so low. And again, it is 3 people on this top lane. But that just means they will lose out on all the vision on bot lane. It just means we also had the opportunity to take the Aurora in exchange.
Yes, Stroms does get a little bit of alone time here with the mid tower, so they do have that going in their favor. In the end though, not that big of a deal here. The trade is relatively even here. But Pandaric, they keep pushing their vision here on the bot side of the map as the dragon is spawning here in 30 seconds. And this is exactly why it's so important to get that tier 1 mid tower. Without that, it makes it so much more difficult to get this control that Pandaric are setting up right now. You can see how comfortable they are just swarming around in his bottom side jungle here. Because it really is their own territory now. Rain in Paris, they have to be so careful with just moving around there. We can already see some sort of a, you know, death bush being set up here for Shaco and Ellie. They don't have quite the damage there, but you know, they can look very scary. And that counts for something.
Definitely.
Yeah, the dragon will be started off here, and yeah, you can tell that they don't want to walk in blind here. They don't want to walk blindly into an 8 and 2 Corki in a way that's almost hitting 2 items, so they're just gonna let the one go. It's only the second dragon as well, so not too big of a deal here for Rain in Paris. They're really just banking on the Smolder to get the stacks in. We can quickly check actually. Currently on 135 stacks here, so still a way to go before we get that powerhouse of the baby dragon just firing off in the team fights. And in the meantime, yeah, Pandaric, they will have the lead in the game.
Yeah, and it is a big lead, honestly. We haven't been talking about exact numbers yet, but if you look at the top of your screen, it's around 7,000 at this point in time, and that, of course, after just 18 minutes is a big number. So we're all here for it. And that's the crazy thing, right? Even though Soap has, like, he has soaked so much pressure even, you know? He basically was like a sponge. He was pressured so hard, but man, Soap is owning the pressure. He's owning the weak side. And even though Kaius is on 5 kills, Oh, hold up, hold up! Beautiful impale once again. Senny in the middle of it though. Is this looking too good? I'm not sure. Strums still firing from the backline. Now Freak also looking for some damage here. So realizing he has to run away slowly. Freak will flash away though to not die to Atomic there. And this has been such a close one. But with Senny dying so early, I feel like, yeah, it was okay to disengage it.
Yeah, tanks dropping low as well. Atomic was there to kind of assist them in the disengage there. Firing away for some big damage there in the end as well. Almost getting that kill. Yeah, that was a real opportunity there for Rain in Paris by taking down Senny that early. But unfortunately they couldn't find those two low HP players. That is fairly unfortunate for them. That could have been a way back in to even out the gold a little bit more here, but the Smolder here headbutt attack into the team. Atomic couldn't try to finish the meal, still looking for it.
Overlord has to flash out of there, and now Stroms is dying even harder than Senny just did, and Overlord will jump something, come back up in time. It will not, and thus he will die. It's 20 minutes into the game. It is a 7.5k gold lead now, but more importantly, Stroms and Hobo are dead, and now we can try to take this dragon. And Wukong is on Golem, so I think this will not be contested.
Yeah, should be a Baron right there. And who knows, maybe Pandaric, they can clear out the game before the Smolder even gets to 225 stacks. That would be absolutely insane if they can manage that. But we have seen them sometimes struggle with their setups here with the macro last time around. It wasn't that perfect, but let's see if they can do it this time.
Well, Soap will stay slippery, stay true to his name, and it is such a close one. He's almost able to fight off the 2 versus 1, but not quite yet. Now meanwhile, we usually get something in return if they show up outnumbering us on one side, and it will be no exception this time. Friendly Shaco finding the engage on a top lane. Of course, Hobolord Gaming will get out to rock on a slippery adversary. And there, Stroms, will he die? He will explode in a beautiful fashion here. And we will keep up the pressure with the Nash buff, with everything in our arsenal right now. It is just a beauty to behold, and I'm the first one to maybe jinx it, but man, with a 9,000 gold lead at this point, this game should be in our hands.
Yeah, the Baron's still up here as well. Let's see how Pandaric are looking to close out this game. The Hex Gates able to help them speed up as they're looking to roll back out on the map here. This time around assisting Sophia on the bot side of the map. The dragon respawning in 30 seconds as well. So that is up for the taking here for Pandaric. That will be soul point if they were to claim it. Rain in Paris, they're looking to at least get themselves a little bit of vision this time around. But yeah, it will be contested here by Pandaric. They have none of it, and Ali, what an engage!
Beautiful stuff there. And yeah, what an engage. Still enough mobility on the side of RIP. And thus, well, no kills just yet, but also no real resources spent just yet. And this is Soul Point. This is an important dragon, but at the same time, you are almost 10k behind at this point. So can you really fight this one? What can you do? The Wukong will be head-butted away. And now Hobolord Gaming could be the target here with the ult from Atomic and to suppress as well from the Impale. The Spiraling Despair and the Impale just doing a ton of work there. And Stroms is still not there. He's on 201 stacks, but he needs 225 to become a threat. But the game is slowly slipping away here from RIP, I think. You asked an amazing question here, Warlicks. How will they smoothly get into late game, smoothly get the stacks on the Smolder? Well, they can not in the first game, because the gap in gold widens, the gap in map pressure, it widens, and Pandaric, they do not want to stop.
Yeah, they're looking to close out the game, or maybe they're 4 strong here in the bot side, so pushing in the mid lane at the same time as well. Will currently not be stopped there. Kaius is gonna rotate in there to clear out that wave, but the bot lane inhibitor tower is already fallen here. That is an entry into the base here of Brain in Paris. As they're looking to take down the inhibitor as well. Super minions there to back up Pandaric here in a little bit as they take down the inhibitor. Soap is actually being chased down here by Kaius, but he is in safety here. And the rest of his team are rotating back to him as well. They're content with just the one inhibitor, and they will just back up and make sure they can reinvest their money into more of those juicy items to get even bigger damage. And it's going to become more and more difficult here for Rain in Paris. As the Smolder is currently on 1 item here, still looking to get that second.
Please don't forget, this is not a regular game in a split or something. This is the elimination series. So much on the line for both teams. This is just, yeah, this is always the nerves, the pressure. It has to be crawling onto you. It has to be nerve-wracking, and that is exactly what it is right now. Now, the Catfish will be in a bit of trouble. We can never count him out, but with so much CC, with the headbutt being the final nail in the coffin, Bobolord Gaming realizing he cannot help his friend there, Zenny jumping away with the Valkyrie. Friendly Shaco, he wants to find the final moments of this game, the final push. Now finally Stroms cracked this benchmark, the 225 stacks. He is finally there after 25 minutes into the game. So it could maybe, just maybe, still become an interesting game, but are they too far gone for Stroms to carry this one?
We have the Profres missed there. Is Ali gonna... he should be fine with the ultimate right there. Will survive. In the meantime, in all of that fighting, Silk has been pushing up the top side of the map. Will take down the inhibitor tower. Now maybe in trouble here. Has to be careful here. Did mention that Stroms has hit the mark there, 225 stacks, so it has the execute available. The executes will be there for an easy escape here. And with all 3 inhibitors down, the Baron spawning in 20 seconds here. It is an impossible decision here for Rain in Paris. Do you let the Baron go? Then you're gonna have Baron buffed up super minions 6 at a time. Oh, that is a flash right there. Zenny maybe in trouble here.
Yeah, Zenny will survive this one, no problem. He's way too strong at this point with 3.5 items. Freak will get out of there. And yeah, without Wukong, of course, it is going to be a really tough one. Well, it is an impossible one, let's put it like that.
Yeah, I couldn't really finish my point, but it is really an impossible decision, because if you don't contest the Baron, you can't really, you know, defend 6 super minions sprawling into your base that are Baroned up as well, whilst 5 Pandaric members are there as well. It is impossible to defend, so you're gonna have to contest this Baron at some point. Kexvision fully had the moment there, fully could catch out Zenny. That was maybe the one opportunity they had. Unfortunately, it was not quite enough damage, and yeah, that is the only desperate move they had left in the tank here, and now it feels like these are the final moments here for Rain in Paris, unless they can absolutely pop off here in the team fight and somehow. It's looking very dire here, as Pandaric are looking to close out the game here before the Smolder can really become a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if you are already in game number 2 mentally, a tiny bit at least.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the soul even being picked up here as well. They're making sure they get everything in the tank here. Not leaving a single chance here for Rain in Paris.
Yeah, just slowly but surely eating away all the resources, basically, you know? Eating away the entire map. No, it all starts for the junglers first, of course. You wanna get some more items and you wanna farm your jungle, but there is no jungle left because the enemy team is all there. They have the vision. It gets so dangerous to shove out waves as well, you know. Sometimes I wish the jungle mobs, just like the minions, would walk towards you. You know, would be a bit easier to farm them. But yeah, first of all, it's the objectives, then it's the jungle, and now it's the enemy team. The Rakan will not stand a chance. Maybe Freak can make the impossible, but no, Atomic and Tenny are almost dead. But they are not dead, in fact, and with their range, they are still such a menace to behold. And now it is only the Nexus. We want all the kills, and only Wukong is staying alive for that one. And this is game number 1. It is Pandaric coming out on top and making sure to grab what is theirs, a strong start into the series.
Yeah, the takeaway game number 1 here. Very clean game here for Pandaric, like macro-wise as well. They played the game, you know, according to their game plan coming into this, making sure the Corki gets ahead, playing around the bot side, making sure that Smolder does not get a single chance throughout the game. And they played it very clean. They gave up very little throughout the game, and even if they dropped a kill here or there, they might be on the other side of the map taking even more. And throughout the entire game, they just kept snowballing more and more, left nothing to reign in Paris. And now they're looking to do it again in game number 2 as well. But first, let's go to a break, I would say.
Exactly. See you in just a few. We are right back in the next draft. Those teams, they don't need any long breaks. And that means we do not need them either. We have a side swap. And we have a wave first pick.
I'm gonna have to do midstream production here.
You have to do midstream production there. Amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, we can see the Victor. Oh, that is interesting. Varus and Victor, both of those were banned in the first game. Then I get flashbacks of the first one, actually.
Yeah, the Victor being picked is going to be very interesting to see. You know, I've heard very good things about him with the changes coming in. He's quite strong here. The Varus being locked in here as well. And with the Ashe banned away, that should be a very strong pick here coming into the bot lane. So something different than the Smolder that is a bit on the scaling side that is a bit weaker. This time around playing the Varus, the long range, the poke that is available. You can either go for the lethality style, getting the tier and all the juicy lethality items around it, and just poking around with the Comet as well. Or you can go for that DPS build. Both are very viable options here. So I mean, looking forward to see which one he's gonna choose here. We do have a return of the way as well, so that is really strong. And the Ornn being locked in as well. I'm really liking the team composition here so far for Reign in Paris. They have good team fighting here, good late game as well, but they also have very strong early game. So this time not having that same emphasis on the pure late game as the game before, but still keeping their strong team fighting around.
Exactly. So this is looking amazing for both teams again. More explosive drafts this time. Even though you could argue, Victor, Varus, Ornn, they scale very well. And hey, look at Wei, Kai'Sa, and Xin Zhao. They also scale very, very well. But this time, yeah, it is a more aggressive approach in the early game. Let alone Kai'Sa, Xin Zhao. They are super strong with their first item. They are super strong with their first engages. Maybe even, I don't know, Nautilus on bot lane and then some level 2, level 3 shenanigans. We will see, depends on the support matchup, of course. And now, yeah, Braum Poppy banned, Gwen Aatrox banned. That means the Ornn should have a kind of safer lane. I don't know yet what we will see into it. I would, of course, love something spicy. I don't know, maybe even a Vayne or something. But for now, we will get the reveal on the support matchup with the Alistar.
Yeah, I will expect Soap to pick something safe again. Maybe the Renekton again. Could be an option here. It's very similar team comp here. Oh, the Sign could be possible as well. Oh, there was the Vayne hover right there. He is
the Vayne hover!
Yeah.
It will be something safe. Yeah, it will be safe. Oh, I mean, Mordekaiser would be juicy, but it's still a hover. Sign also really juicy.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Sign here. That's interesting here. The big tank, we have seen Soap also go for the proxy farming strats as well on the top side, so maybe he will pull out some of those again. But yeah, not really surprising here. It's very standard here for Pandaric to have Soap play more of those, safe champions in the top side, whilst Senny and Atomic can pop off on their carry champions here, the Kai'Sa and the Wei. Okay, the Janna. I haven't seen Janna in so long. That is interesting. We'll have to see how that one's gonna work out.
Hobbidu, it is a knockout match. If you lose today, you are out of the playoff tournament. If you win today, you can go further into tomorrow. So that is what it's looking like right now. And as you can see, Pandaric is ahead 1 point, 1 first blood in the first game. And now I'm a bit sad because I will see a Sejuani lose, and I don't like seeing Sejuani lose, but hey, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's once again just both team fighting compositions there. Just this time around, the Varus is gonna bring some more early game action here for Reign in Paris. They don't have to be so passive in the bot lane this time around. The engage is very strong on Reign in Paris as well. We have the Pain Train from Ornn here. We have the Sejuani ult. We have the Headbutt Pulverize here from the Alistar. We have the Chain of Corruption. So many different options and a lot of tools available here for Reign in Paris to just, go straight in here and take the fights that you want.
Yeah, both teams have those engage options though. The Janna is something that we have to talk about a little bit. What is Janna doing here?
I think Janna is going to be the disengage. So whilst Reign in Paris have the tools to go for the engage and jump in here, the Janna can just press ult and buy a little bit of space here for Atomic and Senny. That is what I'm guessing. And the Tornado can also be very annoying to deal with. Just providing a little bit of safety here for the carries on the side of Pandaric. That is what I'm guessing, at least. I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen Janna in ages, but personally I like the champion a lot, but it's really gonna come down to how effectively you can play it, because she is quite squishy, and if you get called out here, together with the rest of your team and you get CC'd down, you're so squishy you can die really fast as well. So the positioning, the vision is gonna be very important, right? Because if you're Pandaric and you're running into the enemy team with no vision, that is very scary.
I mean, that is also why we do have Cyan and Xin Zhao in the team. Like,
Yeah,
Xin
for
Zhao
sure.
can build whatever he wants with his Crescent Guard. He will be able to somehow get out of there. Sure, paying an ultimate for it can be a bit costly, but in case you haven't known, if Xin Zhao can clear some camps, his free talent strike, so his Q, will give 3 seconds of cooldown reduction to any spell, so he will get his ult up a bit faster if he has a camp ready to reset it on. Little fun fact there. Maybe we will see Friendly Shaco make use of it. But yeah, for now, it's a bit different. This time, instead of the Alistar versus Rakan matchup, we will see the Janna versus Alistar matchup. Honestly, I can see Janna being really interesting if you hold your Tornado when Ornn looks for the first ult, and then you use the Tornado, throw it into Ornn's direction, and he kind of has to watch out how he tries to reactivate the Call of the Forge God. So, that might be an interesting one. Or if Sejuani looks for an engage with a full combo, then you can also just let the Tornado charge and make the follow-up a bit harder. For stuff like that, I think Janna is quite good. And of course, you cannot forget the Monsoon, of course. Also, as you mentioned, a really strong disengage tool. But yeah, it's like this beacon of disengage in a game full of engage. We have Kai'Sa with the killer instinct to follow up. We have Cyan, we have Xin Zhao, we have Wei as well that can catch out some opponents on longer ranges. And then, of course, we have basically every single champion making, or at least bringing, some tools to the table that will help with engages or with follow-up. So Warlicks, I think we have another hype match on our hands.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams having these team fighting compositions just like last game. I'm sure it will be an absolute banger of a game once again, and the Janna being kind of the interesting pick in this one, I would say. I want to see how Sunny is going to do on the Kai'Sa. I don't think he has maybe played one Kai'Sa game here. I'm not too sure. But it's definitely not his most picked champion, so seeing Sunny on the Kai'Sa here is definitely, with the invisibility, the killer instinct, there's a lot of outplay potential here on the Kai'Sa. Very similar to Vayne in that sense, so we'll be very excited to see how he can perform on the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, if there is one champion that I hate more than Vayne, it has to be Kai'Sa. And that is, of course, again, I like to play melee champions a lot of times, and Vayne and Kai'Sa with their, either tumble into being invisible, or Kai'Sa just running fast and being invisible. It's hard to engage on those champions. And it feels so bad to play against them because they do not have a lot of range. But at the same time, it feels so hard to catch them. That's why they are so slippery. But I hope you are in game as well, because I want to give us an introduction. We had a side swap. We have Rain in Paris on the red side, this time with an amazing composition once again. And we have Pandaric on the blue side here with a new but also fancy composition. Who will bring it home this time? Will we see a 2-0 lead for Pandaric and them giving us match point? Or will it be Rain in Paris? And this early game looks a bit annoying for Strums because he has to flash away already. And also Hobolord Gaming has to run away there.
Yeah, just taking away the flash from Strums is actually quite massive. Just means you have to be that much more careful in the early game. And that is really where you want to pop off here on the Varus. Make sure you get that poke in, be aggressive, being annoying. Especially against a Kai'Sa who doesn't have the same range as you do on the Varus. It is not going to be the Lethality Comet Varus, so it will be the DPS build here. The Ginsu is the Blade of the Rune King. All of that good stuff here. Does make a lot of sense considering their team composition, where you know a lot of, or basically all the damage is gonna come from the Victor here and the Varus. So making sure you have the DPS in the team fights to deal with the Cyan and the Xin Zhao. That's going to be the front line here for Pandaric. Makes a lot of sense in my book here. It's actually going to be a invade here on the bot side as well, so they're going to take away that blue buff as well. And this Shaker will be saying thank you very much, I'll be taking that with me home. Now let's see if there's gonna be a triple, but it doesn't look like it, as Expression is gonna move towards the bots, or excuse me, the enemy jungle as well, but there is a ward here to spot that out. Is there gonna be a reaction though, or will they just let it slide?
Wait, did they rename Victor's ult from Chaos Storm to Arcane Storm? Unplayable. Unplayable game right now.
Wait, they actually
I can't.
did?
They actually did.
Unplayable. GG.
I mean, it's a new ability though. I think it's the only one that they like seriously reworked, right? So
yeah, basically.
Yeah. Everything else is still more or less the same, but the storm can grow over time. So it's a, you know, why not have another reset ability in the game? I think it's an interesting ability though, right? It's not just, you know, like a Katarina that gets everything back, or you know, other cooldowns that get refunded, like Kha'Zix Sleep or something. No, the ult just gets stronger and grows with the power of its victims. I think that's a neat little concept, so why not, right?
Yeah, they finally gave Victor a little bit of love here. Getting updated to the 2024, you know, kind of typical champions where all the abilities are kind of crazy with 20 different passives and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, gotta update Victor as well. We get a little bit of jungle on jungle action right here, and friendly Shaco is looking to come ahead here.
Oh no. Oh no! But wait. Wait, what happened there? How did this happen that Sejuani is still level 2 at 3.5 minutes? And well, it won't get better because now our friendly jungler from RIP, he's stuck on level 2 for a while now.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult here. The blue buff taken away as well, so only 2 camps left on the map here. But meanwhile, on the bot lane though, Ellie.
We have some action, but Overlord will be the second one to fall in this game. First the jungler, then the support, and maybe the ADC as well. With the barrier, he shall survive though. Stroms. But man, that's illegal.
Oh, the piercing arrow, yeah, but friendly Shaco is here as well. Kexvision looking to assist his AD carry, making sure he can survive, but would it be enough though? Only level 3.
When becomes lightning will not connect. Friendly Shaco, he wants that kill. Now Hobalord Gaming finally showing up. And Sejuani also hitting level 3, but being so low right now. It's just a tough one. Wind becomes lightning connects, and this means another kill onto Sejuani. Friendly Shaco. He wanted a bit too much maybe, because at 4 minutes he already has a shutdown to his name and will have to give exactly that up to Stroms.
Yeah, Free Gags did rotate in there from the mid lane. Did actually have to waste a bit of time here. Also have to teleport to at least catch up and take the wave here underneath the towers. Not too big of a deal actually.
It's happening on top lane, by the way. The wet noodle fight is suddenly looking kind of dangerous because they have been slapping each other with the wet noodle 100 times. Flash from Caius to get away out of a sticky situation. Not into the next one, hopefully. Meanwhile, on bot lane, talking about hard situations here. Sani, the turret shall not be enough to protect him, but Stroms will die. I don't know if that's worth it. Of course, Zenny had to get out of there. Meanwhile, on top lane, meanwhile, on mid lane, everywhere, the action is not stopping. Atomic will get out of there, and so will Soap. Man, what a game! What is happening?
Alright. You know, there is like always the infamous, like, you have a best of 5, and you know, when you get to like those later games, it is pure madness. But we're in game 2, like, come on, man. Can we calm down? We're 6 minutes into the game and we're just going crazy here. Dives after dives, fights after fights, no one is safe. Every lane is brawling it out here. But, you know, when it comes down to it, it is still a small lead here, or you know, a relatively sizable lead here. 2k gold lead for Pandaric here. Friendly Shaco, you know, being very happy with his early game right now, 3-1. Now things have slowed down a little bit. We're focusing on the objectives here as Friendly Shaco is taking down those grubs. Just like we did last game, the Drake not being started here yet by Rain in Paris. Let's see if they're gonna opt in for that trade of objectives. Doesn't seem like it, with Kexvision being on the top side. They obviously don't want to start that one off. So opportunity for more objectives here, but Senny being caught off guard here, the Ignite popping as well, the stun, the clans coming through. He will be safe underneath this tower. Oh my god, that damage.
The piercing arrow almost piercing through Zenny's heart, but will miss by just a tiny little margin. And now Friendly Shaco, if he hits,
oh my god,
a flash on the wind becomes lightning, making it look stylish, killing the cow as well, double kill, and he already gave up his shutdown. Guess what, just a few minutes later, he has a shutdown again. This Shaco that is cosplaying as Xin Zhao right now, he's making all the work happen. This guy is cracked beyond insanity.
I guess Vision thought he could just take some jungle camps in the meantime, but Atomic and Soap say nope. And you know, I do want to say, even though, you know, Friendly Shaco did, you know, kind of pop off in that fight, I want to just point out how Ali was just kind of like, you know, walking around with Stroms and just poking him down. He did so much damage to him, it's actually kind of crazy. But Janna being quite annoying to deal with here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 5-1 on the Xin Zhao now. Looking absolutely dominant here. Has his first item completed now as well. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see more of those juicy invades coming here, as he is quite strong now. He has no reason to fear Kexvision, so as long as he has his team behind him for support, making sure he doesn't get outnumbered, then, you know, getting those invades in, making sure you claim those objectives for your team.
Even then, honestly.
Yeah, did he get the Mountain Drake as well here?
This is crazy. I don't know, man. And honestly, to me, if I was the coach at this point, or the jungler here, or any member, honestly, to me it's so important how the Sejuani is struggling here. You know, the first blood basically broke her neck, and then Friendly Shaco, he just kept on bullying the Sejuani in her own jungle, and he gave her no single second to breathe. Now, maybe it is a redemption arc, but no, Friendly Shaco is right here again to counter that play, jumps in once more, will get the triple for his team. And that is exactly what I mean. He is in Sejuani's head at this point. And again, I told you I will be sad to see Sejuani losing, because it's one of my top 2 favorite champions of all time, together with Diego. But man, there is no justice for Sejuani that game. Sejuani cannot play this one.
And I feel like that fight will, you know, perfectly put in picture what these team comps can do. We saw the engage coming through the Sejuani, all the chain of corruptions here, the Alistar going in, the engage was absolutely perfect here. But then we look on the side of Pandaric, they have that perfect disengage here. The Monsoon was absolutely perfect, bought some space here for Sandy as he gets to cleanse away some of that CC, the Killer Instinct buying him even more space. And once they have bought that space for themselves, they distance themselves to make sure they're healthy enough, they can go for the re-engage there, and it was absolutely perfect there with Friendly Shaco being so fat. He can take them all on his own with support from Sandy and Ali as well. It was absolutely perfect here as they take down 3. 6-1 now on the Xin Zhao is absolutely crazy.
It's absolutely crazy is just the right term here, man. It's insane. Like the first game, it was kind of a close one, right? It was a slow fight. It was, you know, methodical. And here, we're just brute forcing. We're just saying, hey, okay, you picked a weak pick in the jungle. Now maybe Kaitus can be the redemption. Maybe he can find something, but it will still be a tough road. And yeah, I gotta say, I feel like Sejuani didn't do too well under pressure, and you want to take note of that, you know, that's what I was getting to earlier when I talked about it. You know, you have to take note of that. If Kex Vixen is on a champion that is, you know, not too strong in the early game, not insane clear, not insane dueling, you can just try to abuse this player. And that is exactly what Pandaric did here. And that should give you either an angle for next game or just restrict the draft for Rain in Paris.
Yeah, and I feel like once again, even though we did get that solo kill on the top side, Pandaric is getting the cash where they actually need it, and that is on the bot side, and I guess on the winger as well. For the early game, it's very relevant, right? For the Sin Tower is actually an absolute powerhouse. But oh my god, Senny here, will he be saved the Monsoon as well?
Wait, Senny, he gets out of there! This is so sad if you are looking at it. You're investing all the resources onto bot lane. The tornado. Ooh, Hobo jumps just over it. So close now. Maybe Freak will be in danger. Friendly Shaco, not so friendly after all. The Arcane Storm will not do anything. And now, you know, Xin Zhao was in top lane and he was in mid lane now to grab a kill. And why not pay bot lane a visit as well? Clear out some vision because Dragon will spawn in a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean, with all the chaos. Okay, Friendly Shaco is going ham here.
Oh my god, can he make something happen? Ellie also jumping in there, saying hello. And we will not find the kill just yet, but we find pressure everywhere on the map, and it's not even funny anymore. It's such a tough one. One more plate going over. It's a 5,000 gold lead at 13 minutes. I mean, that is the story in itself already. It is all the 6 Void Grubs for Pandaric. It is the Dragon and probably the next one as well if we do not misplay that dive, if we're really going for it. But yeah, Friendly Shaco with the Eclipse can just go so ham. He can do so much. Jumping in there, getting one more kill. Sichuani falling, Alistar falling, and also giving the kills over to Senny. This is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Rain in Paris, they didn't really want to give up the tower, but they also couldn't really fully defend it because they were already so low, and obviously Friendly Shaco is kind of fat and scary.
Kinda?
Yeah, kinda. Kinda 8-1, you know? Yeah.
Kind of.
Could describe him as quite strong.
What do you mean?
But yeah, point being is they kind of just hang around. We're hanging around, and you know, it's just like the entire game is in control of Pandaric here. It is Rain in Paris just sitting around that tier 1 tower because Pandaric is keeping them there. They're not making their own plays, they're responding to the plays that Pandaric are making, and that is why they are snowballing this lead right now. I is getting some assistance, but yeah. I mean, even if they take down Soap, do they really care? Like, you have an 8-1. Seems now with the assistances here from Atomic, they can't even take down the Sign as Kaius is dropping as well. Furiax is now in the middle of nowhere, all on his own. Feared in the bush. Should eventually be taken down here. Ellie is gonna take matters into his own hand. We'll be taking down Furiax. And yeah, now it's just a lonely cow here. You know, he would be happy in the grass fields over here if it were not for 3 Pandaric members just slapping him to town here. Back to the fountain, feared up, smacked in the face. Yeah, Pandaric, they're absolutely snowballing this game. 17-3 in kills. That is absolutely insane here, and they're not done yet.
And I gotta give it to them. Pandaric, they draft the champions that can be really flexible, you know? Stuff like the Xin Zhao, it can go really tanky. Or even simple stuff like the Janna, you can max W or E or Q, you know? I'm not a Janna player, so I'm not too sure, but I bet you have lots of options. And LE decided to max the Zephyr here, 4 points in it, giving him a ton of movement speed and giving him a ton of damage and a huge slow every 6 seconds at that point. So, and again, the Xin Zhao, if he pops off in the early game, yeah, might as well just build an Eclipse as a first item. And man, you see what he's doing with it. He's an absolute machine on this Xin Zhao right now. Just killing everybody left and right. Yeah, maybe Soap could be in a bit of trouble. He might get away. But yeah, this is a lot of members on the bot side. And you don't really care at so because Warlicks look at mid lane.
Yeah, you get the Herald, everyone is right there, they're taking the towers, they're going ahead with the Herald, they're perfectly timed that actually, that's kind of insane. And they're looking to just take down the inhibitor, just to get down Soap. That is the price you have to pay for it, and take Caius with it as well, because why not? You're Pandaric, you're in control here, you don't give a damn what Rain and Paris are doing. Yeah, sure, you take down Soap, but we take everything else. That's all you're gonna get.
And I don't know.
Fall, yeah.
I don't know if I should just like. I don't want to say that Rain and Paris are like fundamentally misunderstanding how to play the current situation, but it's just not a net positive, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't really know what they should do either. You know, if you're just in mid lane and you just die there, yeah, that doesn't help either. But with 4 members on bot lane, so as you said, he's gladly taking the death there, and in return we get so much in mid lane. But yeah, at that point, when Pandaric is just slapping you with their wallets, basically, what can you even do? It's such a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, being down to 11k gold almost, it's basically impossible. Like, any decision you will take, it's gonna most likely result in a net loss, yeah, like you said. Unless if Pandaric really messes up big time. But so far they really haven't. They've been absolutely dominating. And Friendly Shaco maybe has overstepped here.
Okay, that would be huge to get just that single kill, get the shot down, put a stop to Friendly Shaco's onslaught, and they will do just that. Now maybe Atomic also in trouble. Ellie with a beautiful Monsoon to disengage. We talked about it again and again, and we haven't really had to use it so far. Now Sani with the killer instinct, leading it with the missile, getting a beautiful kill. They use so much resources onto the Xin Zhao. Yes, they got the shutdown, but now they will all pay a hefty price for it. And the prize is their lives. Ellie taking another kill on the Jeddah. But yeah, at this point, I already teased it before. Can you equalize the series? It does not look like it. It looks like Pandaric, they want to get stuff done quickly today. They should be able to grab this game. And then they are on a 2-0 lead and have 3 games to just win 1 more.
Yeah, Pandaric, they're looking to take the second game here. I mean, there's no doubt about it right now, I would say. It has to be, you know, a throw of the times, so to speak. Atomic gonna be here in trouble.
Yeah, we get the dragon. Atomic, he's looking strong. Kaios cannot really reach him right now. Atomic is a beast! He will not fall just yet, finally, after way too long. But again, we will make RIP pay for it. The Chaos Storm not doing too much, especially against the Crescent Guard from Friendly Shaco. And this is just a massacre. Yes, we had to give up Atomic. This is the first death for him in this game. Finally, the last player to also grab a first gray screen experience. But still, we are well on our way. We cracked the turret, we got the Dragon's Soul. And I feel like I just can't stop on rambling how hard we are winning that game.
Yeah, I mean, the kill count says it all on its own, really. 24 and 6 here. And I think all the objectives are going the way of Pandaric as well. 6 Grubs, 3 Dragons right now, Herald as well, and now the Baron on the table here for Pandaric as they're chopping it down. The big purple worm in the river. And now we'll be able to enhance those super minions in the mid lane as well.
Oh no.
Might as well take the Sejuani with it as well, because why not, right?
Bro! I'm okay, I hate to blame players, but man, this is just not the day for the Sejuani player from Rain in Paris. This is just not what you want to see. Maybe it's the nerfs. But at this point, you can't keep on playing like that in the first game, because if you get outclassed like that by Friendly Shaco, he will do exactly that. They are literally diving under 2 turrets at this point. And they are not hard losing it, no, they are trading equally more or less. They are killing the turrets, they are flashing onto the Victor, and he will survive. Almost dying. Seni will die to Stroms at this point. Maybe this is the comeback that they need,
yeah,
but
a little too greedy here.
Oh man. Oh. Oh, base is open though.
Winions? Any Winions here? No
All
teleports up.
911 Winion to get a Winion in your area.
Yeah, I mean, Pandaric a little greedy right there. They're feeding it a little too much right there. We have 3 dancing players there on the side of Brain in Paris. They're having fun in the base, I guess. Or perhaps, you know, dancing away their sorrows. As they're still looking down. A 10k deficit after, you know, Pandaric got a little greedy there.
Dance like there's no tomorrow. But guys, there is a game 3. And if you are on Rain in Paris side, you also want there to be a game 4 and game 5, but Pandaric will not make it easy.
I mean, realistically speaking, this game is, you know, considering the 10k gold lead that Pandaric have, it's most likely over. Unless, I mean, I do have to say, you know, Rain in Paris, they do have a really strong team fighting composition here. You know, 3 beefy frontliners, 2 insane carries that can pop off in the team fights. You know, currently it's just, you know, a big slap at the wallet here for Pandaric. But, you know, if you keep throwing and, you know, messing around a bit too much, and suddenly there's 2, 3, 4 items here on the side of Rain in Paris, it could get scary, but yeah, Pandaric are putting on their...
No way. No way, dude, look! It's so... I'm done playing weak side, I want to be with my team and be on the victory screen. He just runs through it all. Do they want to take some more kills? Can Freak make the impossible happen, maybe together with Strums? I bet the answer is no. I think there is a bit of a split focus, but it will still be enough. The gold lead is just too much. That was not clean at all as a last fight, but it was still more than enough to get us into the victory screen for Pandaric. GG's 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, Pandaric taking it 2-0 as they, you know, put on their serious pants at the end there, just group up together and said, we're done with this damn game.
Yeah,
this is enough playing around. But yeah, I mean, for game 3, I just hope Rain in Paris, they can reset mentally. They can maybe look at the draft, see if they want to change up anything there. And hopefully they can bring it back. But we'll have to see what the adjustments will be.
Well, what a strong display of skill from Pandaric. I feel like they want to go on an early free evening. It is only... Wait, it is not even 1.5 hours after the the entire game started. The entire series. This is just crazy. If they win the 3rd game, this has to be one of the quicker best of 3s. Excuse me. See, my brain is already like, yeah, best of 3 now. No, man.
Oh, they FF'd,
I don't know.
According to Ellie.
What, they FF'd?
Well, this might actually be the fastest best of 5 then. I've been streaming for 1 hour and 24 minutes. So, alright then. I mean, we had an FF last time around as well. On the 2nd game. Wow,
what do you mean?
That is, I mean, I guess that explains the, you know, 3 people dancing in the fountain.
Oh my god.
Well done.
What? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Oh man.
That is quite something.
That is quite something.
Personally, not a big fan of, you know, FFing. That is never surrender, guys. Not on your solo queue games either. Never surrender.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of guy, you know.
Yeah, but I agree though. If you never FF in your entire life and there's just a single game that you would have won instead of FFing it, it's already kind of worth it, right? Yeah. Then again, I don't know, maybe they have another date or something later and, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even.
We're reaching here. Yeah, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. We have to take the victory here. I mean, it's obviously absolutely deserved it for Pandaric. They absolutely smashed it today in both these games. And I think the beautiful thing of this is that Rain in Paris, they came in with a game plan. They had the draft. The first game it was a smolder. The second game was kind of similar, where they just had this insane team planning composition. And Pandaric, they just drafted a few tools around them for themselves, and they just said, nope, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna get into this game. You're not gonna get what you want because we're just gonna shut you down before you even get there. And that is something very powerful to have in your in your toolkit.
Exactly, but guys, well, that confirms no more games from today, but it also confirms that we will have more games tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir. I think it's tomorrow at 2 p.m. same time. Looking at Camper in chat, if he can confirm that. But I think it is 2 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have another best of 5. And I'm pretty sure that best of 5 is also for promotion, question mark?
That's the final one, I think.
I think so, yeah. So, opportunity for Pandaric there to promote to the next division, Division 4. That would be absolutely amazing and absolutely deserved as well, considering how they played in the regular season. You can tell these guys, are up a league from the competition they have been playing against so far. They've been absolutely smashing it. So, it would definitely be deserved for them, and I hope they will do very well tomorrow.
Well, the question is, Mr. Warlicks, do we have an interview for today, or do we call it a day already and wait for tomorrow, give the players their deserved break, or do you think they want to share some of their thoughts already?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at camera again if we have any interviewees that want to join in here or not. We'll give that a little bit to have the players give them a chance to join if they want to.
With no game free, we need some other form of content, right?
Let's do a 2-hour-long podcast.
Yeah, let's do a podcast. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Just waiting for iCamper then. Man, I did like food prep and everything already because I was expecting. Yeah, I was expecting. I had a tent set up basically, in case I need to sleep in front of the screen. But
yeah.
But man.
No, I came back in from watching the CS2 major and then watching my favorite team lose. Getting bullied basically. And then putting up the production, putting on my caster face, and 2 games later, here we are. That's been my day.
Man. Bro, I still think the best casting experience I had was still the offline in Basel at Monabar when I had to interview and cast my ex-girlfriend of 1 week. That was
oh yeah, that
was still rough. Yeah, that was. I mean, we both handled it pretty well, Imo. It's nobody realized anything, but was a bit weird.
To join in. All right, that's sick. I guess we can go in one of the Pandaric channels.
Yeah, let's.
Probably. I don't know which one.
Let's jump into Group 1 in the Prime League one, I guess, and hope he finds us there. Hello.
Hello. All right, let's hope this works out.
Hello.
This is interviewing on the fly, basically.
And hello, Mr. Soap. How are you doing?
Oh, hello. I'm doing great.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine after that game, after that series, I should say, both games going very well.
Oh yeah, went very well.
Yeah, I mean,
I was kind of just on my own island, just doing my own thing.
Yeah, you were really on your own. How is it to be on having to play really for yourself? Does your team? How's the support like? Being the top laner and being on your own there, basically.
Like a solid game plan that we have is like always weak side me and play for Marco, and yeah, we have a lot of success doing that actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we have
Okay.
seen it throughout the season, yeah.
I gotta ask now. At one point in the series, I said it has to count as mistake now. Like in the second game, at one point they sent 4 people bot lane to answer you, to kill you. And in the
Yeah.
meantime, your team set Herald in mid lane, got 2 turrets, got an inhib, got everything. And we were discussing a little bit, okay, is this like the best option that they had in a bad scenario? Or do you think at this point it is just a huge mistake to basically collab the entire map onto you and then lose 2 towers and the mid lane inhib for it?
Yeah, so I definitely think it was a mistake. Like, first of all, I'm playing Sion, I can just ult out. So it's not really gonna work anyways. And even if it does work, then we get like such a big siege on top lane, and maybe we can even end. So I think it's just a lose-lose scenario, in my opinion.
All right,
Yeah.
important question here. What is your favorite, weak side top lane champion?
Come on, bro. It has to be Sion.
It is
Always
Cyan,
Sion.
okay.
Yeah.
Has
Because
to be Sion.
I always like try to manage to get good CS, and then I'm just gonna be relatively tanky anyways, like no matter what happens. And then like my jungler and my support can focus other lanes, and I'm not gonna be like that useless.
Okay, I can't remember if you did it this game, but I remember you have been doing it early on in the season. But when are we bringing back the Cyan proxy farming? That is what I'm hyped for.
I'm a little scared because I get flamed by my team, but yes, I
Don't let them
do.
hold you back.
It will come soon.
All right,
That's
all
all I
right.
can say.
I'll be looking forward to it.
So, do you prefer more standard top laners? And don't get me wrong, there are more than enough of those, from Malphite to Renekton to K'Sante to all that stuff, Will we mostly see you on those? Or do you think you also, don't be too specific, of course, but do you also have something really spicy for top lane, like, I don't know, Vayne top or some weird stuff like that? Or are you mostly more comfortable on the normal quote unquote top laners?
Okay, so first of all, I'm never gonna play range top.
Okay,
Just gonna say that.
chat moment.
Maybe I play Gnar, but that's about it. And second, I am practicing some other champions, but the thing with top lane is you just want to pick something that's like safe, and it's like, especially in blind picks, you just want to pick like Sion, Renekton, Ornn, all those boring champions.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the situation is right and I see an opening, then maybe you see some spicy picks for me.
Oh, let's
Who knows?
go. Yo, I want to see that Yorick. I swear to God. Whenever I'm
What's
top lane,
Yorick?
yeah, I love to play Yorick, go 0-5 and still push every lane at the same time with the Maiden and the Herald and everything. And just watch the enemy be confused where all the towers went. So, stuff like that. Super fun.
That's what I love doing with Sion, so maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, but imagine you can push another side as well at the same time with a Maiden. But no, a more important question now, of course, we got the boring ones. Have you seen Arcane yet? Are you a big series watcher or not?
I watched like 3 episodes into season 2. I haven't finished it yet.
Ooh.
But you can just spoil. Who cares?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just want to know, with the champions you're playing, I think Fortiche confirmed that they will continue the series, but they will probably, start a new storyline and go to another place in Runeterra, So
yeah.
Let's say you're the director for the next storyline. So what champion or what region do you want to see?
Oh, good question. It's gonna have to be either Bilgewater or Targon, I think.
Oh damn, those are good choices. And what champions in the main role?
In Bilgewater, maybe I would like to see like the Gangplank storyline and Misfortune, because they have like really good lore, I think. For Targon, I want to see Pantheon, Aurelion Sol, like Origin and Aurelion Sol OTP, so that would be cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Some like, yeah, I think that would be cool, yeah.
Well, Riot, if you are listening, You heard it here, you know.
But
Give
I
some
think
credit to
their
your pros.
I think their next region is Noxus, right? Or am I
Could
mistaken?
I think
be.
it is Noxus Demacia, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, well, Noxus has a lot of storyline potential, right? It could be the Noxus Ionia war. It could be the Noxus Demacia
Yeah.
thing. It basically Noxus invaded everything so far, you know. So
Yeah.
might as well become the Avengers at this point.
Yeah.
Banger. Yo, anything else you want to add? Maybe Warlix or, of course, Soap, our player. Okay, maybe one more thing. One more question from me, and then I asked enough. Who's your MVP for this series?
For the series?
Yeah, for today's two games.
Other than myself, then maybe these two games. I think Marco did a really good job, but he always does that. He's like really good when he gets fed. So I think I give it to Marco, but we all played well.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't have anything to add anymore.
Yeah,
I
Soap.
think we have asked away already.
Give out your shout outs then, and
Okay, not a shout out, but Marco promised. Now I'm just gonna say it. He promised he would do the next interview, so yeah.
All right.
So look forward to that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we heard it then. Let's get ready to go onto free afternoon already. This was probably one of the fastest best of 5 series of all time with 2 quick wins and then an FF. A bit sad. But yeah, tomorrow the action will continue. I hope you get in some good prep and you are ready for tomorrow. Then the next opponent should be a bit harder, of course, than today's. But I am so certain that you can do it and you can go into Liga number 4. I wish you just the best, and until tomorrow then.
See ya.
All right, and I'm guessing we can end the stream on this one as well. And then we'll be seeing you guys back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for another banging, series, best of 5 again. And then I will be wishing you guys a very good afternoon, and until tomorrow, goodbye.